Hey house guests, welcome to today's BB Can 6 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Wilson Matthias. Wilson, thank you so much for your support and for the awesome postcards that you send with the pictures of your cats. We love it. So thanks again, and if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so yesterday, they had the power veto ceremony. Despite Maddie and Paris's efforts to get Derek nominated, Kayla did not use the power veto. Is anyone really surprised? There was no way she was going to cut Derek this week. No way. She's not going to do it until Final 3. So Maddie and Paris remain on the block. And Paris was pretty mopey yesterday. She's not feeling so great about being up on the block because they're telling her that she's safe, but at the same time, you never know what's going to happen. Things could flip like this. So Will was being a real a-hole to her. He's like celebrating making the Final 4. And he's calling Paris a grouch. He's telling her we should be happy because we just made the Final 5. So, like, let's have a good time. You know, even if you don't make it, at least you made the Final 5. Like, he didn't say that, but that's what it means. And he also said, smile. I'll pay for the stitches. Wow, you are an a-hole. So then Paris was alone, eating her lunch in the kitchen, talking to the cameras. She starts ranting about Will. She says he has no sympathy. She didn't act like that when he was on the block and he was being a tall toddler. And he was freaking out just last night thinking maybe the veto would be used. And he was like, oh, I'm going to go up on the block. So he was freaking out about that. And Paris was like, you can go F yourself. F you, F you, F you. And she called him a pansy for throwing the veto competition. She's like, he could have changed the whole trajectory of the game. But no. He had to do that because he's selfish and he wanted to make sure that he was going to be safe and make it to the Final 4. So she is also saying, like, yeah, I am worried about going this week because anyone can have a 5-minute conversation with Will and convince him to do something. Wow. Anyone. So she's like, yeah, you don't have a mind of your own. She's pissed. Yeah, that's what happens when you align with a bunch of sheep, as we've said. So then Maddie and Paris were chatting in the white bedroom, and at this point, they both feel like Paris is going to be staying. So Maddie's like, you know what? I want to help you study and prep so that you can win the last few competitions and make it to the end. You know, if I'm going, I want you to win. So then Paris was talking to Will, and she was like, yeah, so I may have just messed up because I told Maddie that I think that I'm staying, and now I feel like she's going to go crazy and start campaigning and freaking out. So then Will is like, well, yeah, you shouldn't have told her that. Thanks a lot. So then Paris was talking to Maddie again a few minutes later, and now Paris is like, you know, I really think it's a toss-up at this point. It could be either of us going. So Paris feels like she is Kayla's target because Kayla wasn't even originally planning on putting Maddie up on the block. That only happened after she heard that Maddie was planning on winning the veto and getting Derek up on the block. So she was like, yeah, maybe I was her target all along and I'm going to be in a lot of trouble here. Maddie's like, no, Kayla's got no say in what's going on. She doesn't vote. But, I mean, she does break a tie this week if that happens. So she was like, oh yeah, well, Kayla can tell Derek how to vote, and then Derek can tell Will, and Will will listen because he's Will. So Paris is just like, I don't want to campaign against you. You know, I don't want to have to do that. And Maddie's like, but we are. Like, we're campaigning, right? Because Maddie knows she's on the outs here. She wants at least a chance to stay. So she says, we just have to make the best of the situation. Keep it clean. So she says, yeah, I am going to try to stay this week, but there won't be any, like, dirty campaigning because that's not even going to help the situation anyway. This week, it all comes down to who Dayla feels they can beat moving forward. You know, there's no, like, mudslinging here. We're not at that point anymore. It's like, who can I beat even if I hate them? So then Paris goes and campaigns a little bit to Derek. And she was like, Maddie would be a bigger hindrance for you to get to the Final 2 because she would be way harder to beat in the veto next week. I haven't done so great in competitions, so yeah, I might make it to the end, but you and Kayla would both beat me, so what sounds better to you? And that was pretty much it for the campaigning. I mean, there's only so much they can say at this point. So then yesterday was Kayla's 26th birthday, so happy birthday, Slayla. And Derek put in a request for some party stuff. Big Brother ended up giving them this like little ice cream cake and some stuff to decorate it. So he sent people to distract Kayla while he was decorating the cake. I think he was decorating with Paris. And Big Brother also set up some stuff for them in the hot tub area. So they brought Kayla out and surprised her. They shot her with some silly string. There were orange balloons, which is her favorite color. There was a piñata shaped like a sun, because she loves to tan so much. And there was the ice cream cake. She got a rugby ball and some wine, and there was a big floaty in the hot tub. So Big Brother even played some techno music for them, the same one from the cleaning task, the dun 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 dun. So they had that for a little while. And then later on, when they were back in the house, they were hanging out in the living room, and BB gave them a little light show. So they were like changing the colors of all the lights, which was actually really cool. And the house guests were loving it, because it was almost like a call and response thing where they were like, I wonder if Big Brother would blah, blah, blah. And then they were doing it. I feel like it always gets to that point in the season where even the crew is just like, oh, I'm so freaking bored. Like, let's play with them a little bit. So, like, people will be like, nod the camera if so-and-so blah blah blah, and they'll be like, yes. So I feel like that's what this was with the lights. So they were loving that, and then the rest of the night was pretty chill. Today, it's been a slow day so far. I spilled some salad dressing on myself because I'm disgusting, but in the house, not much going on. So we've got 2 days left until the eviction. At this point, Maddie is still going, but things could change. You never know. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.